Welcome back to the Paranorm Girl podcast. I am your host, Kristen. Tonight, I am joined by my very special co-host from Beer, Booze, and Boogeyman, Damien.
Hello,
Introduce yourself.
hello, hello. I am here. I'm happy to be here.
Yay! Well, I'm very happy that you're here. You're gonna
I'm
keep this
I'm
train
I'm
rolling.
digging the look.
Thank you, thank you. This is my real hair.
I
I
see that.
dyed it for this show. I'm gonna dye it back to normal on tomorrow's show. So
Hell yeah. There you
yeah,
go.
the things I do for Halloween, man.
Hey, I dressed up too. I'm a paranormal investigator, so
I was gonna say, it's like, it's those costumes. You're just like, I just know what you are. What you're a concept. You're a
Mhm.
concept man. Well,
Exactly.
thank you guys so much for joining us for this Halloween hangout. We have got a lot going on tonight. I'm going to be very busy on my side, so
I'm
I'm
I'm just
counting.
gonna be I'm just gonna be hanging out. So
No, he's going to be minding the P's and Q's. And we got Mr. Joey Straw House Music in the chat. He is going to be modding for us tonight. Thank you so much, Joey, for jumping
yes,
on.
sir.
You are the best, dude. And well, let me just go through the rundown here. I've got my notes here because there's so much going on tonight. So, number one, first and foremost, we have trick, treat, or tail throughout the evening. Trick, treat, or tail is the opportunity for the chat, for audience members to come up on stage with us. I am posting the public link right now. You may notice that it's clickable. It's for anybody who wants to jump backstage, and I can see you down there when you join. And if you want to come up on stage with us before our first guest and share a magic trick, a paranormal joke, a spooky story, a what else? Family tradition around
hmm
Halloween. What am I
Just
missing?
just anything around Halloween. Your favorite horror movie? You want to talk about that? Just anything.
Yes, yes. It all goes, man. I mean, keep it cool. Keep it cool.
Right.
And then, yes, so we do have mystery guests tonight.
We
We've
do.
got a few of those throughout the evening.
We
So
don't even know who
mysterious.
the mystery guests are.
Yeah, yeah, so mysterious. I don't even know who a couple of them are. My mystery guest is down in the backstage area. I see them there. So I'm going to bring her up. I'm going to keep my eye on the time and do that. And then near the end of the show, we are holding a costume contest. So many things going on, you guys. Okay, so we will hold a costume contest. Number one, you can join us on stage at that time to show off your costume in person, strut
Mhm.
your stuff, flick your flair, whatever. Or you have until the mid break video to send me. I will put up the email right there, paranormgirlpod@gmail.com. Send me your costume pics.
Mhm.
And that is just as good. I will put them up for you. Okay. Now, 3 winners will be chosen by the chat. You cannot pick me. You cannot pick D-Booz's awesome paranormal investigator costume. You got to pick somebody who enters to win. What can they win? Top 3 will win a Paranorm Girl hat and their choice of a Paranorm Girl t-shirt.
Nice,
This is
nice.
special because this is the only piece of merch I have that has the original artwork done by my buddy, Dave Zilla. He's an amazing artist, longtime friend of the show.
Hell
Punch
yeah.
just like a girl. Yeah. So you can choose that double-sided, or you can have the highest value item I have, the sweatshirt right there. So,
Sweet.
yeah, we're going into cold season, D-Boos.
We are. We
You might
are.
want people might want the sweatshirt. So, okay, so a hat and your choice of the t-shirt or a sweatshirt. All right. So, did I get everything? Is that it?
Think so. If
Okay.
not, we'll just wing it throughout if we remember something.
All right. Well, while we are waiting for our first brave soul to jump backstage and do a trick, treat, or tail with us, D-Boos, Damien, you had a pretty cool announcement to make. And I've got some stuff over here to share for you. So let me know what you want me to share and make your announcement before we bring our guest on.
I would say share the video first, and then I'll make the announcement.
Okay, here you go.
So, for those that may not tune in to Beer, Booze, and the Boogeyman, or may never tuned in to Life Beyond 6 Feet when I hosted that, or the time I was interviewed by Kristen for this show, about 5 years ago, I started my own paranormal team called RKB Paranormal. Over 4 years, we did roughly 45, 50 investigations. We were in magazines, newspapers, interviewed for several podcasts. I wouldn't say we were famous, but people kind of knew our name. And that's not what we were doing it to begin with, but people's heard of our name. And so about a year and a half ago, life happened. Me and my wife were busy all the time. The rest of the team was always busy all the time. So I officially retired the team and decided just me and my wife, Kelly, would just continue doing it. Well, we only did one investigation last year, and that's when we went to the night house. And so over the last couple of weeks, I really got to thinking about it. I was like, man, I missed the investigation part of all this. And so the old brain got to moving around, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to bring RKB Paranormal back. Don't know who it's going to consist of yet. I know it's going to be me and Kelly. I talked to my best friend Josh earlier. He didn't even know that I was doing this until about an hour ago. Oh. So I kind of sprung it on him too. And I was like, dude, if you want to be a part of it, I'd love to have you back. I'm like, I know life is crazy. And so he's going to be back. It's going to be me, him, and Kelly at least. And now you can pop up the other picture, and I'll talk about that in a second.
All right.
So for those that sees that, next week, next Saturday, we have our first investigation. Me and Kelly have our first investigation in over a year. RKB Paranormal has their first investigation actually in probably about 2 years, because we didn't investigate as RKB Paranormal at all last year.
Right.
We were just stupid busy with life and work. And so RKB Paranormal hasn't actually investigated under that name since August of 23. So a little over 2 years since RKB Paranormal was actually investigated. And so the building in this picture, there was a news story on a local news channel here in Middle Tennessee, did a story on this building in downtown Dixon, decided to reach out to the owner, told him, kind of about what we do, how we do things. Told him, I was like, if you're interested, we'll come in, try to figure out who you guys think is haunting your building, and we'll go from there. And they finally got back with me. So we're going to be doing that next Saturday, our first investigation in over a year, and our first RKB investigation in over 2 years.
Oh my gosh. Dude, I bet you guys are just itching to get back out there.
We almost was able to do it last weekend, but it didn't work that way. And he wanted me to do it tomorrow night. And I was like, I've got stuff already going on. And I'm like, we're moving. I was like, I have something else going on, talking about B3. And I'm like, can we do it next Saturday? And he was like, just let me know when you want to be here.
Right on.
Today, I got a lead on another investigation that we're probably going to do. And from what I've heard about it sounds pretty intense. That one's not set in stone yet. It's probably going to be in about 3 weeks. Kind of another local investigation, but it's a community center that at one time was a schoolhouse in the early 1900s. Reports of hearing children in the attic. The tree out front was used for some not so good stuff way back in the day. And so I have a feeling that one's going to be interesting.
Wow. Oh, I'm so proud of you. Y'all listening, if you know D-Booze, he's just good people. And I know he does this stuff for the right reasons. And I'm just really, really glad to hear you guys are getting back in the saddle, and already a couple, maybe another one lined up and going to do that. So
it gives me chills thinking about it. So that's how excited I am.
That's awesome. Well, keep us posted, of course. Keep me posted, of course.
Absolutely.
Well, dang, man, that's great news to open the show. That's good spooky news. So I think because we don't have any takers on the trick, treat, or tail, I think if it's okay with them, I'm going to bring our guest up a little early. And okay, all right. They're saying yes. So please, everyone, our first guest of the night, please welcome to the show, Miss Lena.
Hello, my boo babies. How are you?
Hello. I don't know who you are, but hello. She's a mystery to me too.
Oh, I'm so excited.
Lena, for Damien and for everybody in the chat, please introduce yourself.
Okay, well, my name is Lena, and I'm what's known as a metaphysician. So that's anybody who can help anybody else with the realms of the metaphysical. So I am a psychic medium, an intuitive healer, a Reiki master, demonologist, alchemist, demonologist, and then I also specialize in helping other people come into their spiritual gifts. And so I'm also an instructor. So and so much more. There's too many things to say, but it is what it is.
There are way too many things. Yeah, go ahead, Damien.
That's quite a resume.
Oh, thank you. I came up with it myself.
Yeah, no, there are way too many things to say about Lena, and I didn't know how to introduce her. I was thinking about that before the show because I usually like to throw a little pizzazz in there and introduce. I'm like, I don't know where to start with her, but the way I know Lena, so I know Lena personally. She lives here in our podunk little town, and we met not even a year ago, and. Yeah, and she is an incredibly gifted psychic medium, those kinds of abilities, but she does a lot of different things with that. It's not just tarot. It's not just, let me, feel your energy. It's not just that. It's just a lot of things. Like I think you've thrown bones for me a couple of times. That was a new experience.
That is the best thing. The bones are everything. I know it sounds creepy and gross, but my bones are cute. So don't knock it till you try it.
Your bones got style. Seriously.
They do. Some of them got some glitter. Some got some gay. I mean, what else can you say? They're gorgeous.
They are. Your bones are very gorgeous. Hey, Air Force, welcome, sir. All right. Well, I wanted you to come on tonight to tell some stories because one thing I know about you is you have stories galore, all the spooky experiences. So if you are prepared to just launch into it, give us creep us out, give us some spooky experiences.
Okay, so one of the more creepier things that has happened in my lifetime was one individual who tried to prove me wrong by asking the same, and I get this a lot. I get people who will ask the cards the same question in a different way to see if it'll give an answer that they want, and they just don't kind of get what they want. And that particular day, this woman came in and she was getting a reading for me, and she kept asking about had something to do with her grandmother's possessions after she passed away. She kept thinking when the kids stole something, whatever. But she kept asking over this one specific person over and over again. And this person she was asking about had already passed away. But for some reason, she wanted to nail them as a thief and not realizing that, once people are dead, it's kind of, you don't need to call them anything, whatever. Anyway, she kept asking over and over and over again, same questions in a different way. Finally, my cards, they kept giving the same answer over and over again. And she just kept getting the full card over and over and over again. It was like my deck was like insulting her at this point. And I kept telling her, and I was like, well, you're not getting the answer you want, but this is the answer we got for you. And so that's the end of it. Well, at that moment, she decided that she was getting kind of snotty at that time. And she was about to get up and leave like in a huff when I'm not lying when I say this, something grabbed her hair and shoved her back into the seat. And the way they grabbed her hair, they like grabbed her hair in her ear and sat her down. And that was something that her grandmother used to do to her all the time when she was little. And it was really funny because she was not the only family member that was in that room. Her niece was with her. And her niece was saying, yeah, grandma used to do that to you when you were trying to stir the pot.
Ooh.
And it gave me chills because I could hear the rip, honey. I could hear the rip. And she had real hair, no weave, no wig, no nothing, real rip, and sat back down in her chair. And that was one of the moments where I was a little nervous to start flipping the cards again. And then after that, I'm not even kidding you, every reading for almost a year after that, she would get the full card with not with just me, with just other readers. She would read herself and she kept getting the full card over and over again. And so it was kind of like grandma was listening the whole time, but wasn't answering you because she didn't want to give you any reason to lash out at somebody else, especially other livings. And
Right.
so that was one of them that was kind of funky. It happened right there in front of me. If it didn't happen in front of me, I probably wouldn't have believed it because I might be into this realm, but I don't believe everything that just comes down the pike. That
If
was a good
it,
one.
it seems like the full card for do cards mean different things for different people? Okay, because
Yeah.
that seems very literal.
That
Like
was literal.
somebody
That was
was
the only time when I was like, okay, I think they're just saying you're a fool. And she had no
right.
choice but to believe it after that. Yeah.
Wow, yeah, because
Dang.
the full card is my favorite card of the
Me too.
tarot.
I love that one. Take a
Y-
leap of faith is
You
what
you
that full card means.
you did a reading for me, remember? And the full
Mhm.
card literally popped out as you were shuffling. Popped out.
Yeah, I did. It flew right out of the deck. I'm like, ooh, okay, here we go. The cards speak. I shall listen. Here we are. I do have another scarier story that
Yes, please.
happened. Okay,
Go for
so
it.
years and years and years ago, I won't tell you the exact location, but it's right next to like what is that LCSE down in Lewiston. There's this old house that's been there, and it was originally built right around the time when the city was built, but it's been rebuilt several times. Anyway, there was a couple that was living there. I went in there to see what was going on, and they said there's something in the basement. We don't understand what's in the basement, but there's something there that just doesn't want us there. And unfortunately, that's where the laundry is. So we need to get down there. And it was just the couple living there. Thank God they didn't have any kids or anything, but they had animals. And when it came to the dogs and the cats not wanting to go down into the basement, that's when they called me. And what had happened is I had gone down there and I noticed immediately there was it was really gross. It was an old carpet that was on top of a concrete floor. And I noticed that it was kind of like beveled in a weird way. So then I said, let's move the carpet. This carpet was huge and gross. So move the carpet out of the way. And we looked down and you can see where there was some sort of walls that were on the ground at first. And it made a maze. And there was an old fireplace downstairs as well. And so if you looked at it, it would look like a maze that was like this, and it would go towards the center. And in the center was the old fireplace. And so I'm like walking down there and I'm like following this maze down there. And I get to the fireplace. And just then they're talking about all the things that have happened. They've been hit, they've been slapped, they've been scratched. And right as soon as they're talking, we hear and out of the fireplace, remember this is all brick now. Out of the fireplace, I look down and we can see bone that is now at the bottom. Like it's right there, you can see it. And of course, I pull it out and it's a deer skull and it's got the horns on it and stuff, but it had little markings on it. I don't know how whoever put it in there first got it in there in the first place because it was a pain to try to maneuver it to get it back out. So I've got it out, I'm looking at it and I see there's marks on it and stuff. And I recognized one symbol that was on the front of it. And it was like a variation of the Freemason symbol, but a different part, not the actual Mason, but like somebody took it and manipulated it. And so
Okay.
then as I'm like walking out, I just walk directly out. I go upstairs, they're with me. On the way upstairs, I heard like something sizzle real quick. And so I thought, oh, that's weird. That's weird. So we get upstairs and we're talking, and my back is like really uncomfortable, and I'm just like trying to scratch my back. I can feel something's kind of burning, and so I asked one of them. I said, "Can you look at my back real quick?" And on my back there is this gash, and I'm talking like a gash. I mean, this gash must have went like that far. It was a gash and went straight across, and it's really deep. And the thing is I have the sigil tattooed on my back, so that way evil things can't latch onto me and they can't like attack me without being attacked back. And so I believe that's what that sizzle was. So I started doing some research and come to find out in that area back in the day, the Masons were kind of everywhere. And there was this secret society that had started when that secret society had wanted to have like a secret brotherhood that was within the college. Like they wanted to build a college so they could have the secret brotherhood.
Okay.
Anyway, when I had gone down, we had smudged because that they had told me we've smudged it, we've done everything, this thing's not going. Well, when I went down there, I decided to follow with the sage in the direction of the maze leading back to the center point. Then I went in there and smudged it again. and I got the sense that whatever it is trapped in the maze. So I told it, I said, if you want to follow me out, you can follow me out and we'll get you out of here. And so I had to walk backwards in the maze. So as I'm walking, I can feel that there's something behind me. Child, I could feel the breath of something behind me. And it wasn't angry, but it was definitely in a hurry. And so it was following me in this maze. And then we got to the stairs, got up the stairs, and I walked directly outside the house and shut the door behind me. And then I salted in front of the door. Never had a problem since. But I
Whoa.
still do have the scar on my back from it though.
Oh,
And yeah,
whoa.
and as soon as that spirit got out of there, there was the pain in my back went away. That thing healed like the next day, and it was literally one of those a literal cry for help, because not every spirit that's acting up means to act up like that. It's just they can only communicate in so many ways, and because we are physical, we can feel physical pain. So that's a way they're going to communicate, because they can't get it any other way.
Right.
And I'm telling you, that poor spirit must have been stuck down there for at least a good 100 years. It was
Yeah. Well, whenever the Masons were active on that location, right? Do you believe, like, just based on what you know of the situation, like, was it the Masons that did that? I don't know anything about Masonry.
I think it was another branch off of another cult. It was another group of people.
Something a little darker. Yeah.
Yeah, but I believe that what they were trying to do was like soul transfer. So that's like where you can like trap a soul somewhere and keep it there. And whatever poor soul was trapped down there did not want to be there. And so it acted out the best way it could. It's like a 2-year-old throwing a tantrum. They don't have the words, but they have the feelings. And so it was like that. But once we walked up, and let me tell you, when we got to them stairs, you could hear there was something big and heavy behind me. And I'm like this. Walking up these stairs, and no one's looking behind me, and I refused to look behind me. And it reminded me of this Greek story where there's this one guy, I forget his name. He goes into the underworld and talks to Hades and Persephone to get the soul of his wife out. And they were moved by how much he loved her. And they said, okay, you can do this, but you got to walk out of here and don't look back. And her little soul is going to follow you. And at the end of the story, you find out right when he sees the light, he turns back like that, and his wife's soul was there. And then she got sent back to the underworld again because of it. So I had that mindset, like, don't look back, don't look back. I know it's there. It's going to be fine. We're good. And as soon as I went outside, nothing happened. Nothing ever happened again.
Oh my gosh. You saved somebody, a faceless somebody. And you'll never know who that was.
Yeah.
Giddy up. I heard you found a mandible at a haunted mansion.
Mom, is that you? That's my mama. Yes, I did find a human mandible. Okay, so I found a human mandible in the Lit Mansion in Missouri. I can't remember exactly where in Missouri it is, but it's called the Lit Mansion. It's amazing. If you get a chance to go, you should go. That place is haunted AF, and they even give you your own little camera, and you can like record stuff. It's really great. So there was a tunnel that went under the building, and it was mostly collapsed. And of course, me being me, I went into the tunnel. It was already collapsed halfway, but I figured I would just get down there and like record something. I opened up the little tunnel, and I find like this human mandible that's like sitting there. And so I decided to pick it up, and I took it into the gift shop, and nobody was there. So I sat it up on top of this little display up top. And when finally somebody came into the gift shop that was running it, I asked them, I said, hey, how much for the mandible? And I was just joking. I know that I'd found it, but when they saw it, they were freaked out. They couldn't believe it. But yeah, I found it in the old cellar. There's like a tunnel that went under the Lit Mansion. And there was a human jaw that was there. Yeah, it had teeth and everything still attached to it. It was pretty gross, but pretty cool at the same time. I wasn't gonna waste it. I was like, someone's missing something. This is why the spirits can't eat.
It's got to be pretty powerful to have something like that, and people that the mandible is not in her bag of bones.
No. Those are all responsibly sourced bones from critters that were already met their maker. So
and other things, kind of. I started. I used you as inspiration recently because I randomly kept finding cool little like trinkety things, and like a random key, like that big little itty bitty key. I was like, I bet Lena would be proud if I just started. I don't know. Maybe this could turn into something. You got to teach me. She teaches.
Oh yeah.
She teaches.
Yes, I do. I teach and I certify. So if you want to know anything, I can. And here's the thing: if I don't know, I can get the information. I'll find out. I don't like being wrong, so I'm willing to study up.
She's good for it. Yes, giddy up. Limp Mansion, St. Louis. I have done some research into Limp Mansion. That is
It's
freaky. The
awesome.
whole history
It's
is
sad
freaky.
a little bit, but it's good at the same time.
Yeah. Well, you're over there, Damien. You got it. You guys
Mm-hmm.
gotta, once you get up and rolling again with RKB, you gotta get
Yeah,
your
I've been to
butts in there.
I've been to St. Louis once, and I didn't even know about about the Limp Mansion when I went that
Mhm.
time, but it's definitely on the old bucket list.
Yeah, if you like
Yeah.
orbs, they got orbs on orbs on orbs, honey. I'm telling you, that's all they got. Orbs, a lot of them.
Well, my dear, so we have some time left. I
Okay.
just wanna I wanna pick your brain like nerd like.
Yeah.
When you so like in this last situation, you didn't see anything. You meant to not see anything. You wouldn't look, blah blah blah. But generally, when you're doing, on an investigation or you run into a spirit just out in the wild, or do you see them? Like see them?
Yeah, I can see them. So like I can see them, I feel their presence at first, and then I see them in my third eye. So if I close my eyes, I can see like a silhouette, and sometimes they'll like show me pictures and stuff. And then sometimes the pictures aren't directed towards me, they're directed towards other people. So then I'll tell people what it is that I'm seeing. And then sometimes the other person has the other piece of the puzzle for us to figure out how it goes.
Okay.
And then I'm also clairaudient, so I can hear them too. I have to focus a little bit, but I can actually hear them. I remember the first time I heard a spirit speak to me. I was really young, and it literally said, "Don't do that."
Mm.
And I was trying to sneak a piece of candy in church, and I heard somebody say, "Don't do that," and I was like, "Well, y'all are supposed to be praying right now. I don't know who's talking to me right now, but yeah, okay, all right."
I don't think I could handle that. Like you're never quite alone.
Oh my
You
God,
know?
that is the thing. People are always like, "Oh my God, Lena, you live alone like half the year. That's so sad." I'm like, "Bitch, I'm not alone. Okay. What you cannot see, you are lucky you cannot see. I see some ish. I see it." Mhm.
That's wild.
Oh yeah, especially the ones that, oh my God, the worst ones are the little spirits that are already socially awkward and they're just standing there staring. And I'm like, oh my God, 6 feet, bro. Like, dude, back it up a little bit, just a little bit. You don't gotta be this close. Yeah.
Is it just because they don't know how to communicate
No, they
with
want to
you?
be like, they want to be like right here. And I'm like, oh, you had issues when you were alive. Okay. I can see they transferred.
Girl, okay, so we got a
Mhm.
submitted story a little bit. I'll have to ask you, do you see things in the middle of the night, like when you're half awake, half asleep, and like
Mhm. Oh
people
yeah. Hmm.
in
Sometimes
there?
people, sometimes beings that never were people and
Oh,
are just out and about.
Mm.
And those
okay.
are my
Well,
favorite ones. Like these
I'll
ones are
need
cool,
your
but the other ones,
I'll
yeah.
need your feedback on some things that the storyteller has seen because it's creepy. It's so creepy. I'm like, oh my God. Worst I've
Oh,
ever seen was like a shadow like critter. I thought it was a possum. That was it. That was the scariest thing.
Oh,
Well, and I
I've
saw
seen them change their entire form. The longer a spirit is dead, the more they can manipulate. They can do things like apporting or like manipulating how they look. And a
huh.
lot of times they will manipulate how they wanted to be seen in life. The first time I'd ever seen that, it was on my grandma's farm years and years and years ago. There was this tall, thin, creepy thing that would just sort of walk through the garden at night. Especially on a moonlit night, you can see it out there, especially at the distance. And I kept thinking, when I was a kid, I thought, oh, it's a scarecrow. The scarecrows walk around at night. That's totally normal. And then years later, I had kind of had a contact with this individual. It was down in the basement, and I had gotten scared and started backing up, and then he changed his form, and come to find out, he was a little person in life and had died in the same town back in the 1930s when the freak show came to town, and he was
Oh,
still kind of there. And so he had chose to elongate himself, almost like being on spiritual stilts, to make himself taller, to make himself look more devious because he was taken
mm.
advantage of a lot for his stature in life.
whoa. Damien, doesn't she have the coolest stories?
Right.
I
Holy
could write
crap.
a book, honey. I could write supper right now.
And you should. And you should. And start
Easy.
start the podcast.
Oh yes,
Okay.
that I definitely want to do. I want to be picking your brain too, honey.
Okay. Okay. I'm all yours. I'm all yours. My brain is yours. Well, my dear, in our last few minutes here, well, real quick to the chat. This is our second opportunity. I just posted the public link. If anybody wants to jump in, we'll do another trick, treat, or tale while we're transitioning between Miss Lena and our next mystery guest, who I don't know. Yeah, so get backstage so I can see you down there and know to bring you up. Otherwise, Miss Lena, in our last few moments together, why don't you tell everybody where they can find and follow you online? What things you got coming up? You got any exciting events coming up? Anything like that?
Well, I'm healing from meniscus surgery, so I had to put all of my shows on pause for a minute, like
Oh,
all of them, just for a minute. So when I do start doing more shows, I'll be posting on my social media. So you guys can follow me on Facebook. You just look up Lena Barraza. You'll see my face. And then Instagram, it's lena.barraza as well. I've also got TikTok. If you just look up my name, and my last name is Barraza. I'm like, there is one R, there's two R's and one Z. Don't mix it up. But
I know.
yeah, you can
Yeah.
follow me there. I also offer readings and stuff too. So yeah, I do all kinds of stuff. So whatever you need, I can pretty much help.
Do you already offer readings like over the phone or
Oh yeah,
email?
yeah, I do. Yeah, I have clients that are way too far away to come and see me. And so I do readings over the phone, FaceTime, things like that, and also in person if you're local. I also show up to people's houses. There are people who want readings that are just more comfortable in their own house, and so I can show up at your place too. So I'm totally mobile like that. Well, when the meniscus is healed, it will be.
Okay. Well, I don't want to waste the last like 2 minutes we got with you, Damien. Did you want to pick her brain as a paranormal investigator to a medium or
Um,
a sensitive? What would you want to know? Anybody in the chat, throw your questions in there. What you want to know from Lena?
I mean, I think my wife would probably want to know because she's kind of a sensitive. She just recently discovered that she has over the last couple of years.
Mhm.
Like, what is like your technique to kind of like help improve all of that?
Okay, is it overwhelming for her?
No, she'll just be even at home. We'll be sitting there watching TV or something, and she'll just look over and she's like, "There's somebody in the hallway."
Okay,
And
okay.
I'm like, "What the fuck are you talking about?" She's like, "There's somebody just standing there in the hallway," or she's like, "I hear them or I see them," and she'll say something to them, and then just we'll go back to doing whatever. But like, she's been able to like start sensing stuff over the last couple of years that she just kind of ignored really until me and her started being together, and then when she started doing the paranormal stuff with me, she kind of started getting in tune with it, and she's like,
She's beaconing. She's beaconing.
yeah, she's like,
So
how, and
beaconing is
she's like,
when
how do I like improve it? I guess you could say.
okay, so there are some meditations that you can do, and there's one technique that I use where you use it sounds really crazy, but you have to have one little thing that makes noise. Now you can use one of those old-fashioned little clocks that tick loudly, or you can use like a metronome. And I take the metronome and I set it off to this direction, and I make sure this ear is focused on the metronome. This keeps me grounded from my brain flying away, because that's the thing is your brain is always going to fly away after a second.
Hmm.
And then with this ear, this is the ear that I listen to for the spirits on the other side. So when you split the difference, you're literally in the in between. The metronome represents the physical part of where you're at. And then this ear over here represents the metaphysical part. And it sort of causes you to beacon so that the people on the other side can see that you're listening. Because that's the thing
Right,
is sometimes if we're not listening, they're not going to speak. Or they're gonna have to do
right,
something drastic to get a hold of
right,
to get our attention.
right.
And
You
yeah,
got
so
one.
that's one of the
You got
techniques that
one
I
there,
use
man.
where I split the difference, and then that's how I practice. And then every time your mind starts to travel, like because you're a conscious being, when your mind starts traveling, go back to the metronome. Hear the metronome and focus on your breathing, and that'll bring you
Hmm.
back. And when that brings you back,
Okay,
you're focused and you can still keep listening to the other side.
okay. I have to let her know that. I think
Mhm.
I've talked to somebody else before about what they do, and meditation was one of the things they mentioned too. So,
Yeah, you have to be able to conquer yourself and your attention span before you can do other things. Because that's what's gonna mess you up every time, is because we're conscious beings and we're constantly thinking. If you can learn to control your thoughts and just focus on your breathing, you will hear a lot. And then
mm,
it'll be like they're yelling at you because they're so close and they're
oh,
so loud. Yeah. In a good way
wow,
though. It's like
right,
being part of a really loud family.
right. All
All
right,
right. All right. Well, my dear, thank you so much for joining
Mm,
us tonight. We really appreciate it.
Thank you so much for having me.
absolutely.
This was awesome.
Yay. Well, you enjoy the rest of your Halloween. Stay safe out there,
Yep.
okay?
Have a
All
good
right,
night.
guys. Thank you so much. You
Thank
guys be
you.
safe, okay?
Okay, you too, darling. I'll talk
Mwah.
to you later.
Bye.
Bye. Ah. Just a lovely gal. Isn't she wonderful?
That was
She's
pretty
just
awesome.
got so
You
many
know,
stories. I've never heard her tell the same story twice either, and that's just what's so crazy. It's just like you could sit for hours just listening and
right.
ask any question that you want. Like seriously, yell in the chat if you're curious literally about most anything that has to do with metaphysical stuff or even just paranormal stuff in general. She's a good resource. She's really a good resource. Well, I put that yes, Air Force, great guest. Fantastic guest.
hmm
All right, everybody. So I put that public link, trick, treat, or tail link in the chat. If anybody wants
I
to
don't know
hop
if I'm
up
pointing in the right
before,
direction, so I'm going this way.
just point everywhere. It's okay. Um, so while we're waiting for somebody to hop on, we do still have a couple of minutes until our next guest. They are not backstage yet, so I think maybe we could tell one of our stories that was submitted. Do you want to do
Yeah, I
that, and we'll
can.
wait for our next guest?
Yeah, we'll see. 'Cause I think the one you sent me isn't super long, so
It's not very long, no. The
because
other one
it's
is quite long, so I don't know. I kind of wanted to wait to tell that one just to see if we need
all
some.
right. All right, here we go. I don't know if it says who it was submitted by. It may say at the bottom.
It's Mike. His name is Mike. He's a buddy of mine.
Okay, let's see. It says, so as promised, here is my haunted apartment building. It's in Akron, Ohio, and due to the type of apartment building, I can't give the name. It's 113 units. It's all enclosed. It's a secure building. During the day, I would manage it and have a front desk person and a maintenance guy. It's Section 8 housing, so a voucher is required to move in, as well as be a client of CSS Community Support Services. To get a voucher, you go through a housing department here in Akron. So when I managed the building, I was at 98% capacity. Every resident there has a mental health issue of some sort. At least three-fourths of them have a criminal record and half use drugs. So for 2 shifts, 3 to 11 p.m. and 11 p.m. to 7 a.m., we have security. We also have CCTV. I personally have witnessed shadow figures on the camera as well as in person. I've heard disembodied voices. So has my maintenance guy and other contractors working in the building. There has been at least 5 confirmed deaths in the building due to drug overdoses and suicide. Man, that's terrible.
Hmm.
I would on occasion get a phone call from a resident in an empty apartment. They would give me their name. We will say Jane or John Doe. An apartment say 210. They would need a work order for apartment 210 and hang up. I didn't know that name, so I looked them up on my computer. They were moved out with deceased on their record. My maintenance guy would come to my office and tell me he was getting apartment 315 ready to move in, and he saw a shadow figure there. Poor guy looked absolutely terrified. I would go with him to the apartment, and we both felt the temperature just drop. It was summer, and inside the apartment, it felt like winter. The funniest thing I ever saw was I had 4 U.S. Marshals come in, and they were looking for someone. One of them turned and asked me if I tapped on his shoulder. No, I responded. And another said he thought he saw a person go into an apartment. No, that's a storage area for maintenance and the door is locked. We went in there, it was empty. My night shift security officer would tell me residents would come to report someone was knocking on the door at 2 or 3 in the morning. He would check the CCTV and nobody was in the hallway, but a black mass was by their door. Oh, that would freak me out.
Oh yeah, no shit.
He tried to say, oh, it's mental illness until we saw it on camera. So that's my haunted apartment building. And yes, I would take my phone, turn on the recorder, and I have caught EVPs a couple of times. Have a happy Halloween, Mike. Ohio,
That's what,
man. Ohio.
right, right. It's like it's up there. It's one of them places.
It is.
Hey, Nocturnal Frequency Radio.
Hello,
Good to see you
hello.
guys. Happy Halloween. Yeah, the shadow figures, start messing with the shadow figures, man, in any location, like it's just
Mhm.
automatically, I don't know. It's a darkness. It's dark. Like I've I've studied them before. I try to like convince myself that the fear is unnecessary, but it's
Right.
just like when you put yourself in those shoes and you see one, like
Mm.
it's different. It's just
Yeah.
I don't know. You've seen them, right?
A couple of times. A couple of
Like
times. And it's like you'll see them out of the corner of your eye and you're like, did that really just happen? And then somebody else will say, well, I saw it too. So it's like it's a pretty wild experience.
yeah, yeah, and they're just so quick. Like why do they have to be that
Right.
quick?
And it's always, in a dark room where there's no kind of light shining in whatsoever. So it's like, where did it come from?
Right, right.
Mhm.
And I've had it described. It's blacker than black, like Vanta
Hmm.
black, which is the blackest color
Hmm.
that you can get. So when you can
Yeah.
see something, a figure in the dark, it's a void. And I
Yeah.
see our guest has joined
Awesome.
us. Good, right on time. I don't see him
Perfect.
yet, so we'll give him a second to get their video up. But hey, let me just look through, make sure I didn't miss anything in the chat. Nocturnal Frequency Radio, Hair Force, Bud. Hope to see you later there, Bud. Okay, all right. He's got his video up.
Awesome.
He's positioning himself. Wait till he gets comfortable. Okay, all right. 3,
All right.
2. Wait, let me take this off here. We no longer need that. Okay. Please welcome to the stage, mystery guest number 2.
There he
Hello.
is. What's up, buddy?
Hey, how's it going, sir?
All right. How are you, man?
Doing well.
So, I'll just give a quick intro, then I'll let him tell the main stuff. So last week I was able to reveal the show that I was interviewed for. But this was the gentleman that reached out to me and the gentleman that interviewed me, Mr. Kevin Ott of Haunted Discoveries.
Oh, wow. Whoa, very nice to meet you.
You as well. You as well.
So
Yep.
when
Appreciate you
you
driving
said,
up to join us for that.
I mean, it was so fun and it was so cool to be back there. And I'm hoping y'all got some good stuff later that night. So, or the
It
next
was an
day.
interesting night.
I bet.
I think the storms kind of helped it a little bit.
It did, and man, it started like just pouring down as soon as we got in the car. So, and it was a pretty wild thunderstorm that rolled through right about the time we finished interviewing. So,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, helps to set the mood. Well, I can't wait to see it. I want to see it.
It'll be probably sometime next year before that one makes it out.
yeah, I guess y'all were still in the process of putting out episodes for what, season 3?
No, season 1 through 4 is out. We're working on
Okay,
season 5 now.
okay, yeah,
But the reason it kind of takes us a little bit longer is because we do everything ourselves in house, from the pre-production all the way through the editing is all done in house with myself, Brandon, Mustafa, and Craig.
right.
And
So,
so, like, we're on the road filming season 6 and 7. We had to stop everything on season 5 to do those, and then go back to season 5 once we
right,
finish
it's
filming.
and I'm sure doing all that yourself, like it does take time because you don't have a whole crew of people like these actual like ghost adventures and stuff. It's
Right.
got 1,000 people working on the episode. It's just a handful of you guys putting all this together, and you
Yeah,
wouldn't know by watching it that it was only a few guys putting everything together. Like
because
it's really well put together.
when it comes to the editing, Brandon does all that himself.
Oh wow, yeah,
He's the only one that does it. We have an
that's
assistant
wild.
editor that'll sync the sound and stuff. But yeah, Brandon puts the whole editing together by himself from his house.
Wow. And Brandon, he's talking about Brandon Alvis. Some people may know him from Ghost Hunters.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
so he was pretty awesome too, and so was Mustafa. And Mustafa was on Ghost Hunters as well when Brandon was, and everybody that was there that day was just awesome and just so welcoming. It was a great experience.
We appreciate that. Put a lot of hard work into that.
I'm sure, man. So
Well,
for those who may not have heard of Haunted Discoveries, kind of just talk a little bit about what the show's about and kind of how this got started, kind of what the mission of the show is.
Yeah, so for ours, we go we have Craig Owens on that, who's a historical researcher. So we look deep into the factual history of places. We've debunked a lot from places we've been that, I've been on TV before where they just take a narrative and run with it. That's not true. We like to back it up with documentation. We go at it very scientifically. We have an actual scientist on our team, Dr. Harry Clore, who is the only person to ever get 2 PhDs simultaneously in any discipline, which he got him in chemistry and physics. And so he works with us a lot and helps us kind of hold our investigation to a higher standard when it comes to looking at evidence and collecting data and stuff like that that can be analyzed by a third party.
Mhm.
And we try to go to places that's not, your big well-known places.
Mhm.
We do a lot around Kentucky, Tennessee, Indiana. That's been kind of our biggest spots so far, and
Yeah.
it's been great.
Yeah, they've been to some of my favorite locations that I've been to, and the Hotel Metropolitan being one of them. Like I tell everybody, if they tell me to name my top 5 best investigations I've done, Hotel Metro is in the top 3. It was just an amazing place. Just the history alone makes it worth the trip of going to that building. So,
Oh yeah, yeah. And a lot of times you'll realize that the true history of these places is much more fascinating than a lot of the stuff that's made up about them.
Yeah, absolutely. And
And
go ahead,
we've done
Kristen. I thought
things.
Kristen was saying something.
And
Oh no.
Oh.
Sorry, I think we're crisscrossing. No, I was just going to ask some more about like the locations that you've been on, like how prevalent are experiences that you have with something that is supposed to be there, that is said to be there, and you're just there shooting something or getting some B-roll or something. Like, how often do you actually encounter something that's there?
pretty often.
Yeah.
Even though the investigation isn't, extremely long and stuff like that, we are at the location for a couple days, and so I think the spirits there actually get to know you during the time you're there, even before you start to investigate, and they can see what you're about and how you go about things. And then when it comes time for the investigation, I think they're more apt to interact with you. We have been places. Season 1, episode 1, we did the Conrad Caldwell Mansion in Old Louisville. And it's not a scary haunting. It's actually a familial haunting of the family. And we actually had one of the family members come into the investigation with us, and we actually picked up her great-great-grandmother. Or maybe, I think it was her great-grandmother. We actually picked up her voice saying, it's Elaine, it's me, after we introduced her into the investigation.
Wow.
So a lot of the hauntings are familial and stuff like that, especially when you get into some of these smaller, like, home places that used to be homes. And it's really interesting, some of the things you can enter into these investigations and get results with.
Right.
That's interesting. You mentioned like maybe it helps a little bit for you guys to be on location for like a couple of days, it kind of allows the spirits to get used to you, used to your energy, your presence. I know another, have you heard of Richard Palmisano? Long time paranormal investigator. He's been doing it for like 40 years. That's kind of like, that's a major part of their investigation style that kind of sets them apart from a lot of other groups, is that they'll literally spend years sometimes just on one location, and the evidence that they walk away with is some of the most incredible I've ever seen.
Oh, when you can go back to other locations and you can correlate that evidence with stuff you've caught before, and you can be to a place 5 times and still find out new information that you never knew before.
Yeah.
Right.
And we've been places where Harlan, for instance, there's this influenza cemetery there. Had a lot of immigrants in it from when they were brought in during the coal mining days and stuff like that. And there's always been a town legend that there was like this mass grave there, but no one ever knew it because all the people that was around then are passed. And we actually brought out a friend of ours from the Simpson County Historical Society with ground penetrating radar, and we uncovered this mass grave. And now that they know it's not just legend, they actually built a monument there to remember these people.
Oh, wow.
So it's not just about running around trying to find spooky things. It's about you
Right.
know, history and actually bringing things to life that people have thought had been forgotten.
Yeah. Yeah.
Absolutely.
History and hauntings, man, goes hand in hand. You
Yep.
can't have one without the other. And then when you get to correlate some modern day occurrence with, oh, really, this happened, back in the day, that's that's just so confirming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, is it is it corny to ask you, like, how did you get into this? Like, you have, this is kind of what you do now, like, as a job, but like, did you have early experiences? Did you just kind of get into it because you're like, oh, this is interesting?
I didn't really so I was born and raised, grew up in Missouri, and I worked for local sheriff's department there, county sheriff's department, and I started doing some side work for a private investigator, and him and his wife had a paranormal team. And I've always been kind of interested in that stuff, especially from watching the old unsolved mysteries and that kind of stuff.
hmm
And so we just got to talking about it one night, and it's like, hey, well, we're going to go to this place in Louisiana, Missouri. Do you want to come? Yeah. So we go to this old Victorian house that his cousin owned, or his brother owned, and I
Mhm.
think it was built in 1862. And we went in there. I didn't even have a digital recorder then. I was borrowing one of theirs and picked up our first EVP, and I was like hooked after that.
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
so, like, when I investigate, I try to use a lot of what I learned in law enforcement. Like, I'm putting together a court case. Like, if I get a piece of
hmm
evidence, it's like, okay, if I'm going to present this to a jury, what questions would a defense attorney ask me about this clip? That's the answers I want to have whenever I present the evidence. Because they could be
Right.
like, well, deputy, this could be this or this. Yeah, it could be, but here's why it's not or why it is. And I
Right.
try to kind of look at everything from that point of view.
Right. And I've noticed in a couple episodes that I've watched where y'all been to a jail, you use that background in police during your investigations. And one of my best friend Josh, he's a correctional officer, and he does that at times during investigations. He'll kind of use that kind of jail lingo when we're in jails and stuff, and we've noticed it does kind of amplify stuff a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Yeah,
almost
it's
like
interesting.
it's almost like you're a human trigger object.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's pretty interesting.
And then, like, equipment wise, we don't use really things that are made for paranormal. We have what we call a atmospheric phenomenon logger, an APL, that an engineer actually made for us. It's kind of like an EDI plus with it's built a little bit better, and it also has a motion detector on it, and it graphs everything live time to the front of the screen and records to an SD card as well, so you can pull it out and graph it, and it's all time stamped and everything.
Nice.
So we use that a lot. We use some environmental data loggers that I actually got from Kestrel, who is a supplier to the National Weather Service, and so we use like that type of stuff, and
Right.
it seems to work out really good for us when we can actually timestamp, graph the stuff, and look at it to see how everything matches up.
Nice.
That's
What's your go-to piece of equipment? What do you like or prefer to use?
The APL is good. I honestly, I'm a visual person, so I really like just IR cameras
Yeah.
mhm.
Yeah.
because I
Mhm.
like to see things. Especially if you
Absolutely.
catch a shadow. I mean, the EMCCD camera that we use is just amazing. Um, it's an electronic multiplying camera that actually detects single photon events. And
Oh wow.
one of the things we look into is like the paranormal photon theory, where are these photons like things trying to manifest themselves and stuff like that. And we've caught some really fascinating things with that camera.
Right. That I've never even
Like,
heard of that kind of camera, but now
that's what,
it's
yeah, I'm trying to visualize this as he's talking about it. I'm
right.
not sure. Like, what is it too complicated to kind of explain? Like, what are you looking at? What does it look like?
It's a lot of times it's like little bursts of energy that you see just pop up in places. It's kind of hard for me to explain because I don't have that scientific lingo like it would take to explain this camera. It's used by NASA a lot to
Oh, you can finish your thought.
look
I,
into.
I, I just didn't want to forget. We've got another question in there from Anthony too. I'll put up after.
Um, Yeah, it's kind of hard to explain like how it works, but it's used by like NASA to look at it for like single photon events for like black holes and stuff like that. It's a very interesting camera. We use it on several episodes,
Oh,
and
wow.
it's yielded some pretty incredible results for us. When it comes to a lot of things, for instance, season 1, episode 2, we were at the Louisville Bourbon Inn in Old Louisville, and one of the stories there is they see this black shadow walking up the staircase. So we spend the night there. The crew leaves, and we have it set up on that staircase, and we somehow, I have no idea how this happened, managed to capture a black shadow walking up that staircase.
Oh, shit.
And that's one of those things where I look at it from the police point of view, where someone could say, "Oh, well, that was just somebody's shadow. You fake that."
Mm-hmm.
Well, it could, but you would have to have a matching staircase on the other side and backlight it. And when you watch the shadow, you can see it is clearly between the banister and the steps.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it could have been a person. Well, so then we walked up and you can clearly see the difference in a person in that shadow. And so,
Wow.
I still don't have an explanation for that. And then if you watch our episode in season 4 from Harriman Hospital, that one I still have zero explanation for.
Ooh,
That one I don't even know how to explain.
I'm gonna need a link for that, or remind me, Damien, after the thing, and I'll find it. Okay, so Mr. Hair Force One, question: are you a fan of using old analog equipment at all, since it's harder to manipulate?
I do still have a mini cassette recorder. I haven't really used it in a while, but I do have the mini cassette audio recorder still.
Oh, wow.
But what I like about the newer stuff is you're actually able to record and collect the data off of it, where a lot of the older stuff, you can't really do that.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's why I kind of like newer stuff, to be able to have that data to look at.
Yeah. Do you feel like though just it's not as efficient as the newer stuff, of course, but as far as validity of old equipment versus newer equipment, analog versus the digital, what's the validity level of would you put them side by side?
I would like to work with them actually side by side,
Mm-hmm.
and just see, if an event happens, how it kind of correlates with each other.
Right.
And also, while I'm thinking about it, I want to jump back on something too with the EMCCD camera. When we did our episode on season 3 at Waverly, we actually detected a photon event in the hallway, which simultaneously changed the barometric pressure on the EDI and caused the magnetic compass on our environmental data logger to throw off 10 degrees. So whatever these bursts of energy are, you can't see it with your eyes, but you can see it with that camera. And it was enough to manipulate all the equipment we had sitting there.
Whoa. And Waverly, that's like, do they have electricity or any kind of circuitry in that building?
There is in certain places.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Not as much once you actually get into it. You have to run like cords from closer to the front to have power throughout.
Okay.
But there's not like power running throughout the building.
Yeah. Okay.
I wanted to say we might have got an EMF hit with that at the same time as well. I'd have to go back and rewatch.
Jeez.
See, that's what you want. You want the correlating the two or more pieces picking something up. That's I don't know, that's inexplicable.
Still all unexplained.
All right, what else?
I can't explain it.
What else you got, Damien? I'll let you you take the final leg with Mr. Kevin.
Just my biggest thing, I like to ask a lot of people when I was doing my show, like, since you've been doing the show, at least, what's been like your favorite location you've been to, whether it was something crazy you've captured or just the history of it in general? What's been your favorite location?
Oh my goodness, we've had so many. That's hard to narrow down. It's one I should have thought about many times. Always had a lot of fun when we went to Harlan, because you're down in the Appalachian Mountains.
Mm-hmm.
And there's just a lot down there. Like when we did Portal 31, the old coal mine.
Wow.
A lot of history there. And, once you get back in that dark mine, that's a pretty cool place.
I bet.
That one was a lot of fun. The Harriman Hospital was a fun one.
Yeah, I still haven't made it there, and it's about 2 hours from where I live.
I mean, we've kind of, Brushy Mountain was fun.
Loved Brushy Mountain. That place.
Everybody loves Brushy Mountain. Yeah.
I mean, just hearing the cell doors slamming shut when there's nobody around you, that's pretty intense. When we had went, I don't know. This has been 5 years ago, so I don't. They might still have it set up. There was a checkerboard set up in one of the cells, and we had moved some of the pieces, and we just we'll come back, 45 minutes to an hour and see if they're back on the board. And we came back, and they were all back on the board. And we asked the girls that were with us if they had been there, and they swear to us that they hadn't even made it to that point yet. They're like, we haven't seen a cell with a checkerboard.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, if they didn't mess with it, how did those pieces get back on the board? They were all right back where they were originally supposed to have been. And it's just
Nice.
that place was crazy, dude.
Perryville's a lot of fun. Brandon just bought the Dr. J.J. Polk House and Apothecary in Perryville, and he's got that open where people can rent that out for investigations now. And that's been
right.
We've got a lot of stuff there, and then a lot of the neighborhood places around Perryville. The Carrick Parks House, we've done the Perryville Battlefield, the HP Bottom House on the Battlefield, and all of those have really yielded a lot of really, really good evidence. The thing to think about that too is you go to Perryville. The big thing there is the Battle of Perryville, the Civil War battle from 1862, and that's what everybody wants to focus on when they go there. But you start looking into the history of it, and the history and bloodshed there goes way before the Civil War. Right behind the Carrick Parks House is a cave that used to be the base of Harbison Station, which was before Kentucky was even a state. And a lot of indigenous stuff there. So there's a lot there to look into that goes way before the Civil War that I think a lot of times people forget about when they get to a place with that prevalent of, an event there like the battle.
Yeah. And,
you always have to think, what happened before this big event, because there's still a lot of history there to look into.
Right. Yeah. I told Brandon a couple of months ago that I needed to come up there and check that place out, even if it was just during the day, just to check it out during the day. And so it's on the list. And so now that I've got my team up and going again, I might have to make a trip up there soon. So
absolutely.
Do it. Y'all meet up. do an episode together again. All right, Kevin. We are at the end of our time, but I wanted to give you a second. If you want to let folks in the chat, anybody watching the replay, do you want to send them anywhere specific online to find and follow you, to find and follow the show? Like, where do you want to direct folks?
Yeah, the show, we have a TikTok now, which I don't have TikTok, so I can't tell you how to get on that. But you can follow Haunted Discoveries on Facebook, on Instagram. We're on all the major platforms like that. Just type in Haunted Discoveries. And so we stream on Haunt TV, which is a free streaming service through like Tubi, Roku, Vizio, stuff like that. But Haunt also has, I think, 52 of our episodes on their YouTube page. So if you go to YouTube and just type in Haunted Discoveries, it'll take you to their page, and you can watch our episodes there.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Awesome, man. Thank you so much. Thanks for joining us tonight.
I appreciate you, man.
Thanks for having me on. Happy Halloween.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
you too,
happy
man.
Halloween. Have a safe rest of your night.
Hey,
have a good night, bud.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, man.
Oh, no. I sent him back before you ended your... I'm sorry.
It's all good.
Kevin, we love you. All right, you guys. So we are going to need to take a quick break because some things have to happen during the break. We're going to freshen up. I'm going to freshen up my drink, and I'm going to check the email, the show email. Let me pop that up there one more time. If you are going to be in the costume contest, that is going to be, it's not before too long. Costume contest. You don't want to come up on screen, but you still want to compete. Send your costume pics to paranormgirlpod@gmail.com, please, because I am about to go check for the last time. When we come back, I am going to put the public link back up. We're going to have a very, very small window of time. If somebody wants to join us, jump backstage right now so that I can see you come backstage, and we'll just immediately go with you. Otherwise, we got another story. We have another guest joining us, our final guest of the evening. We'll probably do one more trick, treat, or tale. Boy, I can pick the names for these shows, Damien. Trick, treat, or tale opportunity for the chat. One more after our guest, and then we will do our costume contest, and that's going to be it. So for now, go freshen up your drinks, go warm up some Tostitos, and we will see you back here in about 4 minutes. All right. See you on the flip side. And we are back. I think we got a trick-or-treater out there. My dogs have started going crazy.
Oh,
Okay. All right. So, Hair
I never
Force,
left.
I see you. I see you. Are you waiting for to get on stage right now? Yeah? Yeah? Okay. All right. We do have a taker for the
Hell yeah.
trick tail or treat. If you're ready, sir, I'm gonna bring you up right now, okay? All right. Thumbs up, man. And then we'll get to our guests. Ready? Welcome to the stage. If you're ready, sir, I'm gonna bring you up right now. Okay. Okay. It's a thumbs up. That's a universal sign for yes, Air Force. All right, all right. We'll wait for him to come back. Hey, Air Force, how about you hang out? Because we're actually going to go with our next guest. I'm going to stay here in the backstage, okay? I'm going to bring you up after our final guest, okay? I hope he hears me. I'll tell him again.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Air Force, did you hear me? I'm going to take it off. Take it off. I don't want you sweating. I'm going to bring you up after our next guest. Okay. Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord. He's putting it. Okay. All right. All right. All right. 3 minutes. You got 3 minutes. Hi, Mr. Hi, Mr. Sasquatch. Oh.
Oh man.
Oh gosh, put it back on. No. I love your hair. It's luscious. All right. You want to come back after our guest? All right. All right.
I wasn't fucking ready.
All right. All right. Welcome to the show, our final guest
Oh my goodness.
of the evening. And you take it away, Damien.
Christy, hello.
Hey, Damien, how are you doing tonight?
Good. How are you?
I am great. Thanks, Kristen. Nice to meet you.
Oh, very nice to meet you too, Christy. Thanks for joining us tonight.
So I'll do like I did with Kevin. I'll just kind of give a quick, brief rundown, then I'll let Christy take over. So I know everybody's probably heard me talk about the historic Scott County Jail, where we captured the picture flying off the wall. This is one of the owners.
Oh, that is an epic story. It's one of the first stories Damien ever told me. That was years ago, the very first time I had him on my show. And it's just, yeah, it's incredible.
Yeah, it was a pretty epic night for them. Absolutely. So my name is Christy. I am the founder of Soul Sisters Paranormal. I'm also the co-owner of the historic Scott County Jail. My business partner, Miranda Young, she is from Ghost Biker Explorations. So we became fast friends through the paranormal. And 4 years ago, we opened the historic Scott County Jail, and we've been running daytime tours and after dark tours and paranormal investigations and stuff ever since.
Yeah, this place is amazing, and it's also a police and crime museum too, which is amazing.
Yeah. So we have it set up as a true crime museum during the day.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
And they've turned an empty building into something truly amazing. Just the history part of it, is worth the drive to go to this place.
Oh, thank you, Damien. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. The jail was built in 1904. It was in operation as the jail until 2008. We've had a lot of paranormal experiences in there. We are one of the top 5 haunted places in the state of Tennessee now. So it's something that it has a little bit for everybody. We've had obviously pictures come off the wall, shadow figures, disembodied voices, people being touched. It's a really cool place.
Wow. So when did you actually begin? You might have said it and I missed it. When did you actually begin working there and doing the kind of coordinating?
So Miranda and I, we started our business called History, Highways, and Haunts in 2021, in the fall of 2021. And so we actually rent the building from the town of Huntsville, Tennessee. And but we own the museum business. So we opened our doors with a full true crime museum, like Damien said. And then we also opened it as what we call a paranormal research center. And so we allow paranormal investigators to come in. And what we really promote is historic preservation through after dark tourism. So that's one of our driving factors behind what we do. So we run the historic Scott County Jail, and then we also have a partnership with a historic village called Rugby, Tennessee. And so we run all of their after dark programming there, which I know Kevin Audie, he should have said Rugby was his favorite location to date. I'll forgive him for not bringing that up on his segment. But Haunted Discoveries was there, both at Rugby and at the jail. So we've had a lot of great people come in and investigate, and they found some incredible unexplained things.
Right on. Well,
It's a pretty wild place. Kristen, if you ever get back out here, I'm taking you.
okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'd love to have you.
Yeah, you know I'll be back out. We got to hit the Night House again anyway. It's just it needs to be redone. But yeah, haunted place. It's a haunted area over there. I just can't quite get over how many places are haunted over there.
Yeah.
It's an old area. You know?
Yeah.
It's
Well, I would just love to, it's Halloween. I would just love to hear some awesome spooky stories about this particular location, and like if anything kind of comes to mind, or past investigators, just crazy stuff that has happened. Like give it to us.
Yeah, no, like I said, we've both Miranda and I are paranormal investigators. I've been an investigator for about 13 years now, Miranda a little bit longer. And so we always knew that when we met about 8 years ago. So we always had a chat about opening a historic location. And so the jail really presented itself in 2021. So I mean, one of our interesting stories is we had a sheriff killed right outside the front door in 1925. It's still an unsolved murder here in the county. And so that was Sheriff Richard Ellis. So we've heard disembodied voices in there. We've captured shadow figures. Doors will open and close on their own. So we do attribute that to Sheriff Ellis. We've had lynchings from the jail where inmates were taken out via mob mountain justice and hung close proximity to the jail. So we do think that some of those are there. We've had natural deaths inside the jail, suicides as well, because it was an operation from 1904 until 2008. So definitely a lot of history inside the building. So yeah, I mean, as far as a specific story, it's hard to narrow down because like I said, we've heard disembodied voices. Obviously, Damien had that picture come off the wall, which is kind of wild. We've had doors open and close on their own. So it's hard to narrow down just one spooky story. It happens in day and night. We get it during the day. Some of our daytime guests will come in and not even really know anything about the paranormal and or even really be interested in it, and they'll come back down from upstairs and say, is there somebody else in the building, because we heard people talking upstairs, and we're like, no, we're the only people here. So even daytime guests experience interesting things.
Wow. Well, okay. All right. Well, I know it's so hard to narrow down, especially when you've been doing it for so long. It's just like, and then you're put on the spot. I'm sorry about that.
Yeah,
but,
no worries.
So I recently, I don't know if you all run in the same circles, but I recently got to talk to Val Gregory, who kind of runs things over at St. Ignatius. It's a hospital local to me.
Yeah.
And I asked her, what areas did she not want to be in? Did she not want to go? Scary, and she was able to pull out a couple of just where even Val Gregory would not tread, and it was just funny because I was like, same girl, same. What is that for you? What's the things you don't like to do when you're alone in the building or whatever? You don't like to be in a certain area. What is that?
Honestly, Kristen, our building isn't a huge building. It's not the size of a hospital. It's just a small 3-story county jail. So there's really no areas that we won't go in because it's all right there. I'll say that our former drunk tanks are kind of spooky. The third floor is kind of spooky. Anytime you turn the lights off in the building, you get a little bit different vibe. But it's not like somewhere like a Brushy or a Waverly or something that's big that you can just avoid any of the areas. It's just got a small footprint, but we like to say it's a little building with a big paranormal punch. So, but with the amount of activity that teams seem to get, I mean, our greatest compliment is when teams come back multiple times, like Damien, right? I mean, we've had teams come back 5 or 6 times already in the 4 years we've been open, because it's such an amazingly active location. And to your point earlier, there are 4 of the most reportedly haunted places in Tennessee within 45 minutes of each other. You got Harriman Hospital, you got Brushy Mountain, you've got the jail, you've got historic Rugby. And so people can come over here and actually have a very cool weekend. You take a Thursday through a Sunday and you can hit 4 extremely haunted locations here in Tennessee and have great results.
Yeah.
Damien, will you take
I've been to the 2 of the 4, and Rugby's on my list. I haven't made it to Rugby yet, and I haven't made it to Harriman yet, but it's on the list too. But just some of the stuff, like, you guys aren't one of those like locations that just post stuff after stuff after. So, like, it has to be really compelling evidence for you guys to share. And I think one of the coolest things to me that you guys have shared since y'all been open was it was more or less accidental EVP that was caught in the drunk tank. When whoever it was, I don't remember who it was, they were just in there using the bathroom and they forgot they were still recording, and they caught those people like out in the hallway, like yelling at each other.
Yeah, and that was Vicky Norris.
That was just absolutely wild.
Yeah. Well, back to your original point there, Damien, both Miranda and I, and my team, like I said, is Soul Sisters Paranormal. And we really base all of our investigations on scientific research, much like Kevin and Haunted Discoveries there. We have to be able to rule out everything environmental before we call it unexplainable. And then for Soul Sisters Paranormal, we always call it unexplainable. I never call a place haunted. It's always unexplainable, because in that moment, when we control for every environmental factor that we can, what we're left with is the unexplainable. So yeah, we go in and we try to debunk everything that we can initially. So the things that we capture, like the picture coming off the wall or the disembodied voices that we get there at the jail, we always try to find an explanation first. And we've had so many great disembodied voices. There was a team that was in there probably about 2 or 3 months ago now. It was a team of all females. So it was an all female team. And one of them felt their hair being tugged. And she said, "Will you please stop pulling my hair?" And a little girl's voice goes, "Mommy." Obviously, there's no children in the building. And so this is a great EVP. We get the voices of children a lot, which is interesting because we did have jailers that lived on site with their entire families. And so to get children's voices is actually kind of interesting. But we have residual things as well. So we have a lot of intelligent hauntings as well as residual hauntings. Intelligent, they will absolutely respond on command, either audibly or through various tools such as the tripwire or the APL, the device that Kevin was talking about, REM pods, K2 activity. We get those on demand. And then we have residual, which is things like footsteps, whistling, just various noises like keys rattling and such. So it's a great location.
It is. And, like you were saying, you guys try to come up with a logical explanation first. Like when that picture flew off the wall, me, Josh, and Miranda tried to debunk it for 20 minutes before, and we can never recreate it. And you guys tried to recreate it the next morning, and all it did was fall straight down the wall.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I wish we had taken the video of it. You should have given me a hint, D-Boost, that this was
you said you wanted no hints, so
I did this to myself. But I so want people to see this clip. It's Damien. It's one of the crazy evidence. This picture just flies off the wall. I'll find it and post it for my viewers.
Yeah, it is a great piece of evidence. And but that's just, like I said, that's something that's just common inside the jail there. And to be a paranormal investigator that actually has a location, and we can be in there. Like Miranda and I, we were over there a couple nights ago. We just sat in there and communicated with our spirits, because we're very much of the mindset that the spirits are part of the team, right? If we don't have the spirit activity, then we don't have a paranormal research center. So we're constantly in there talking to them. We'll tell them the teams that are coming in. We'll tell them the team name, where they're coming from, kind of the general makeup, let them know that they're going to be there. I mean, we were just featured in a newspaper article. So we went up and read them the article to let them know that this is what they're doing. So we're very much, it's a very much team effort between Miranda and myself and the spirits of the jail.
And something else that you guys have shared that is just mind blowing to me is when the gift shop door opens in the middle of the night and it looks like somebody tosses Sally in there.
Yeah.
That's wild.
So Sally is our jail cat. She is our mascot. She's also head of guest relations. So if you go to our website, www.historicscottcojail.com, you can see her. And I mean, she's on the website there. But so there was a night where, because she stays in the jail, and we had our gift shop in there. And because she likes to lay on our T-shirts, we always kept that door closed. It's a 250-pound steel door. And at about 5 a.m, this door, it opens a couple of times, a little bit, and then it opens almost all the way. And something kind of pushes Sally in, and then it closes the door behind her. And kind of like our spirits are saying, here you go, Sally, you want to get in and lay? And because she went right to the T-shirts. You see her go right to the T-shirts and lay on them. She doesn't get upset. She's not nervous or anything. She wanted to get there, and I think the spirits accommodated her.
They did.
Yeah.
At least they're nice spirits. They're good to animals, and that's all I need to know about you as a person or a spirit.
Absolutely.
Like I said, overall, it's just an incredible location. Whether you're into the paranormal or not, I tell everybody this is a location to go to just for the history of the building itself, and what Chris and Miranda has done to the place, and not with just the paranormal side of it, but the true crime museum. And they also, do you still have the escape room in the one cell?
Yep. I built an escape room in there, and it's quite popular. We get people coming over from Knoxville, from Pigeon Forge, from Sevierville, so they'll try the escape room. It's pretty neat. It's unlike any other escape room.
See, that's just good business. So it's not just an escape room, which is already kind of creepy in a way. I've been to an escape room before, and I was just like, I don't know, I was creeped out. But an escape room housed within a haunted location.
Yeah,
that's
really
it's
actually in one of the original jail cells. So you got 60 minutes to try to escape from the jail cell. So it's legit. It's a pretty legit escape room. We have a lot of people that come and play it, so we're real proud of it.
That is so cool. Yeah, I gotta make it over, D-Boos. I gotta.
Yes. So, like I said, make a long weekend out of it, because we've got 4 locations here, and then like I said, we do all of the after dark programming for the historic village of Rugby, which is about 20 minutes from the jail. That was a utopian village that was formed in 1880 as kind of like this utopian experiment. It only lasted really for about 10 years, but some of the there's 16 of the original structures that are still there. So we take you in, we give you access to those buildings. We've had so much activity over there as well. Disembodied voices, apparitions appearing in pictures, things that we cannot explain. So it's a great time.
And you can actually stay in a couple of the buildings there in Rugby too, right?
Correct. Yep. So, and they all have a haunted reputation, so you can lodge there. And that's what a lot of the teams do that come over to this area. They'll lodge in Rugby for 2 nights and then investigate the jail one night, then investigate Rugby the other night. So it really makes it, worth the trip, because both of the nights you're still staying in a haunted house as well, an active house. So it just makes a really cool time when you come over here.
Yep.
That sounds like an amazing trip. And there's so many places to visit, like a whole destination location week, you guys. Do it. Well, I don't have any other questions. If you don't either, Damien, I would like to get have
Yeah.
Miss Christie repeat, like, where can folks find more information online? Where do you want to send them to follow online? All that good stuff.
Okay, well, if you're interested in the historic Scott County Jail, you want to go to www.historicscottcojail.com. We're very active on Facebook under Historic Scott County Jail. For Soul Sisters Paranormal, you want to go to www.soulsistersparanormal.com. It's a team made up of myself, my twin sister, and our younger sister. So we all an all-female team, and we've gone to some of the most reportedly haunted places in the country. So that's soulsistersparanormal.com. And then if you're interested in Ghost Biker, go to ghostbikerexplorations.com. And you can see all the places that Miranda, my business partner, has gone to as well. So ghostbikerexplorations.com.
Yep.
Awesome. Thank you
Great.
so much, Christy. It was so nice to meet you.
Nice
I
meeting you as
appreciate it.
well. Absolutely. Y'all have a great night. Happy Halloween.
You too. We'll have to
Happy
see you soon.
Halloween. Bye. Oh, great picks, Dee. Good guess. We are going to head into our final trick, treat, or tale. Now I have to like watch myself when I say it because I
You
just
don't want to
messed
get
up,
tongue
okay?
tied.
So I just want to make sure our final chat member is ready. I'm going to just give it a second. Yes. So we will welcome on the final chat member. They're going to join us live. Following them, we are launching into the costume contest. So anybody who wants to participate, I will put the public link back up. You can join the public link when I put it in the chat. It is clickable, or hopefully you would send your submissions to the email because that's already done. I can't check it again. It's already done. So if you want to still join and you didn't send them, you got to join the public link, and then we'll do that. We'll do the voting for that. I think that's all I got. So let's bring on our final trick, treat, or tale. We'll do that. We'll do the voting for that. Sasquatch. Hello. Can you hear us?
Hello.
Can you
What
hear
up,
us?
y'all?
Oh, there you are.
There he
You
is.
look. You're
I can
looking
hear you
good,
just fine.
Sasquatch. He's
Oh.
very far behind.
Oh, what's going on? Hang on. I'm trying to mute here.
That's a good looking shirt he's wearing. I know that.
Isn't it though? I'm digging his style, man.
Good Lord, nothing can be easy, can it? Right?
We're gonna sit here and admire you. I sure hope
We
he's
are.
entering the costume contest.
He should be.
Can you guys hear me all right?
We
Yeah,
can
we're
hear
good.
you. Yeah.
Yeah, we're good.
Well, I think that's where we're at now.
Oh, okay.
I'm trying to mute my TV and I don't know what happened.
Well, do you wanna tell us a story and then we'll head to the
I just
costume
turned some
contest?
bitch off, right? There we go. Is that better?
There we go.
I can't hear you guys though.
You can't hear us. Well, that's not good. No,
What do I got to do?
I don't know.
Oh, but yeah, let's do it live, right? Good Lord.
Should have done a.
I can't hear I can't hear anything.
Oh, okay. Well,
Oh goodness.
all right. Well, jump
You
backstage. Jump backstage. Well, all right. Hopefully he can hear me backstage. I'd really like him to enter the costume contest. I think he
should.
looks great. We're going to
does.
enter on his behalf because I know who that is.
Yeah.
Unless he gives me a signal. Nope. Okay, I'm still getting a no. All right. That's okay. We tried, Sasquatch. It's good to see you. Most people say they can't see you.
Wasn't
Thumbs up,
blurry or
thumbs up,
anything.
thumbs up, thumbs up. Can you hear us? Oh, okay.
I just can't hear you very well.
Okay. All right. That's okay.
You're just
Can you
going
hear
to
me
get the TV in the background, I guess.
well, that's a lot of echo.
You're just going to get the TV in the background, I guess.
Oh goodness.
I know. I'm muted and I can't hear you at all.
Oh, all right. Well, I think what we're gonna have to do, I'm gonna put you on mute. I'm gonna put you on mute. I want
Is
you to
that
hang
better?
out for the costume contest. Can you do that?
Yes.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna put you on mute. Okay. All right. Hang tight. All right. So we have our first contestant here. I'm going to put
We
up,
do.
I did receive a couple of submissions for the costume contest. Anybody in the chat, I'm going to put the link up one more time. Anybody who wants to come up on stage right now and enter the costume contest, please do so now, because this part's going to go very fast and we're going to close out the show. So we have Caitlin
Like a zombie.
and oh, it'll only let me put up one at a time. And Abby, those are my 2 picture submissions. So between Sasquatch, Abby, I think it's like, feels like, I don't know. What do you think, Dee?
Almost reminds me of a ventriloquist doll.
Kind of, yeah. It's
Yeah.
like, or I don't know. It's like given like 70s kind of like disco makeup. Like I love the eyes, love the
Yeah.
eyes. And then just real quick reminder, Miss Caitlin, who I think is this is zombie. This is definitely zombie.
Definitely, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So those are our 3 contestants here. If nobody else is gonna come up, these 3 are about to win. Where did I put them? We got the Paranorm Girl baseball hat and their choice of the sweatshirt. Hold on. The sweatshirt, the hoodie, or the double-sided. Oh, we do have a contender. Hold on. Last piece of merch you could win. Double-sided Paranorm Girl t-shirt. This is the only piece of merch that I offer with this artwork. It's original artwork. It is done by my buddy, artist Dave Zilla. And let's bring up our final contender here. Who is this? Oh my goodness. All right. All right. We're ready. I'm bringing you up. Okay. Hold on. Let me take Caitlin down. Oh
Holy
my
shit.
goodness.
Startled me.
Dave. Oh, you are scary, sir. Okay. He's the strong silent type. That's all right. Very scary, sir. Good costume.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's Dave, Krista.
Yeah, I got you, man. Then you look great. You look
It's
absolutely fabulous.
it's my zombie costume I bought years ago from Party City.
Oh my gosh. I love it. I love it. It looks good, man.
Hey, thanks. Coming from you, that's the ultimate compliment.
Oh, you are too sweet. Oh yeah, Dave is awesome. He's one of my baby ghosts on Patreon. He's the coolest. And so is Sasquatch. He's a good friend of mine. I know Sasquatch. All right, you guys. So that's what we've got for options for costumes tonight. We're gonna call the costume contest. If anybody wants to put a vote in, otherwise I'm gonna make an executive decision right now. So again, we've got Sasquatch doing something. We have Dave the zombie. He's got a zombie mask. It's very scary. We have Caitlin, who's got the zombie makeup going on, which is pretty cool. And then we've got Miss Abby. We're thinking kind of sort of like ventriloquist doll. Maybe like a 70s disco ventriloquist doll. Very cool makeup, Abby. Very good job. All right. Nobody's putting votes in the chat. Come on, guys. All right. Here we go. I'm going to make the executive decision. We only had 4 enter. I'm going to send something to everybody. All right. So
there we go.
You all do me a huge, huge favor. After this show is over, shoot me an email. Say, hey, I won your costume contest because I need to talk to you. I need to know what size you need, whether you want the shirt or the sweatshirt, and where to send everything. Okay? Sasquatch, he's over it. He's sweating to death in that mask. All right. Thank you guys so much for jumping on. I'm going to let you guys go. Thank you guys. I will talk to you after the show. All right. Bye. How do I get it? There we go. There we go. All right. Thank you guys. That was that was fun. That was a wild night. We're at the end. We made it, you boys. Well,
we did.
What do you say? We wrap up this Halloween hangout. Deboos.
Well, I do have one question.
Yes. What?
What's your favorite scary movie?
Oh boy. 28 Days Later. Hands down.
I can see that.
Yeah.
I can see that. It's not a bad movie.
Wait, what's yours?
I didn't actually.
What's yours?
Mine? My all-time favorite horror movie is The Nightmare on Elm Street Part 3.
Ooh. Okay. Okay. You're getting into the Nightmare on Elm Street fandom.
Yep.
Oh.
And you know, Nightmare on Elm Street used to be my favorite horror franchise, but it started to shift to the Scream franchise.
Oh, really?
Like, I'm a huge Scream guy.
Oh,
so, yeah.
Okay.
And I just released the trailer for the new one, and I'm pretty hyped about it.
I haven't seen the new I haven't seen the new trailer. I like Scream. It's kind of like it's one of them guilty pleasure horror films for me, I think.
Yeah.
The first one, nothing beats the first one though.
Oh no. Well, no, actually, my favorite one of the series is Part 3.
Okay. Okay.
Which for some reason a lot of people don't like Part 3, but I'm like, it's the twist at the end with who the killer was. I'm like, nobody, and the little twist they threw in with him being the brother, and I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah. It gets twisty.
So there we go.
Well, thank you for that question. I appreciate it. All right, y'all, in the chat. If you enjoyed any of tonight's guests, you can find where to learn more. You can find links to follow and contact them in the show notes. But following the show, because I need to update the show notes, because that's the thing with mystery guests is one, I don't want to give them away, and two, I didn't know who two of them were going to be. So, mystery for us all. Nuts. Oh, speaking of zombies, Zombieland is on Sci-Fi. Gracie, I liked Zombieland, David. Yeah, that was a great movie. If you enjoyed the show, the program entirely, if you enjoyed hanging out with Deboos and myself, before you leave, be sure to do the monster mash on the like and subscribe buttons, and leave a regular comment. Never hurts the algorithm's feelings, or so I've heard. You were great. You were great, Air Force. Sasquatch is always a hit. Please support the Paranorm Girl Podcast by following the Paranorm Girl Podcast on social at Paranorm Girl Pod. Damien, where would you like to direct the good folks in this chat to find and follow all of your awesomeness and your upcoming awesomeness? You know you've got stuff coming up.
So, even though I don't do it anymore, I may eventually bring it back. You can still listen to Life Beyond 6 Feet on YouTube, on Spotify, pretty much all of the platforms. There's like 60 episodes, something like that. Kristen's on one of them. She was she's on two, because you were on the Paranormal Roundtable as well. So,
yes, I was. Oh my gosh,
that is the Paranormal Roundtable. Fun fact, it kind of is.
It kind of is. I think you might have been the inspiration unintentionally. Yeah, well, that's true. Yes,
so,
yes. We came together over our mutual love of Art Bell.
Yep.
And a very obscure episode.
And so, speaking of Beer, Booze, and Boogeyman, me, Kristen, Gil, and Joey will be right back on the air tomorrow night on Beer, Booze, and Boogeyman's YouTube channel. And we are talking about the haunted house on your street. Or it could be the house you currently live in or lived in growing up. If it was haunted, we want to talk about it. What house did everybody avoid and walked across the street to avoid? Was it your house or somebody else's? We want to hear about why it was haunted, the shit you experienced, all of it.
Yes.
And RKB Paranormal, I don't have the website anymore, but all the social media is still up: Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. The YouTube channel is still up. You can watch a lot of our old past investigations. The
Scott
video
County Jail
of
evidence.
the picture flying off the wall is actually our most viewed video on there. We do have about a 45-minute video on there from we went the second time and had a pretty wild experience in that same hallway during an Estes method session. Something affected me to the point where I got dizzy and lightheaded and had to like leave the hallway, and it's a pretty wild place. So all that's RKB Paranormal, and once we do the investigation next week and I go through all the evidence, and if there's anything really worth sharing, I'll put it up. And even if it's not, I like to put up stuff that most people don't put up. I like to put up the boring stuff that goes on during an investigation.
Yeah, well, it just shows
So-
people what the reality behind it, and I think to
Yep.
even get a sense of what that means, I think that's good for people. You know,
It is.
I think so. Well, and just to follow up on the Beer, Booze, and Boogeyman show tomorrow. Yes, so you want to keep the spooky party going. It is All Saints Day tomorrow, you guys. That show is at 8 p.m. Central. Is it the same as tonight? I believe
Well-
it's 8 p.m. Central. You can submit your story to ghost.beer if you want one of the hosts to read your story, or you can call us live. That number is 208-717-1611. We really, really hope to see you guys there. But other than that, I just want to say thank you all so much for joining us tonight. Thank you for participating. Thank you for submitting stories. I didn't get to
Whoa! The thing to say, you didn't get to the other story.
I'm gonna save it. I've got
Okay.
another home for it, so I'm
Okay,
gonna save
okay.
it. But yeah, she knows there was possibility. But yeah, we really appreciate just the participation,
Absolutely.
and really thank you for sharing some of your Halloween night with us. I love this holiday so much. It's a favorite, so I really appreciate it. And D-Booze, thank you so much for joining me tonight.
Absolutely.
But all of that said, we will see you guys later. So until next time, stay safe, keep the nightlight on, and sleep with one eye open.